Hi everyone, I'm Sadie, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my 322 quantitative study presentation. The presentation was called Hydrocortisone Cream to Reduce Perineal Pain After Vaginal Birth, a Randomized Controlled Trial. So, as far as the significance of the problem, perineal pain is a major source of discomfort for mothers after giving birth, specifically the first postpartum day. And in nursing practice, they use medications like acetaminophen and ibuprofen, and they also use heat therapy, ice therapy, and different kinds of topical analgesics. However, there's limited evidence really on the effectiveness of these different kinds of topical analgesics, so the study wanted to see really how effective these topical analgesics are, specifically hydrocortisone cream. And actually, at the time the study was done, there were no randomized controlled trials on the effects of hydrocortisone cream. As far as the purpose of the study, as Manfrey quoted, to determine if the use of the hydrocortisone cream decreases perineal pain in the immediate postpartum period. So the study really wanted to focus on the effects of hydrocortisone cream on postpartum mothers' pain, and the authors wanted to do it specifically through three kinds of treatment. They wanted to see if the hydrocortisone cream, a placebo cream, so just a regular emollient cream, and no cream at all had an effect on the postpartum mothers, because other studies really didn't show the different kinds of effects of topical analgesics with both a placebo and a control in place. As far as research questions or hypotheses, none were really stated in the study. And like the research questions and hypotheses, there really was also no conceptual model or theoretical framework listed in the study. However, I didn't think it really took anything away from the study. You really could understand in the introduction that the basis of the study was the researchers' curiosity on how topical analgesics can reduce postpartum mothers' pain. As far as protection of the participants' rights, the IRB did review and approve this study, and the women who participated were invited to do so. However, it didn't talk about how the women were told their rights in the study and that they could leave at any time, and also it didn't address anything about the identification of the participants' rights as well. So as far as the design was a crossover design, which really just means that participants were randomly assigned multiple kinds of treatments. So in this study specifically, each participant was randomly assigned 3 different kinds of treatments: the hydrocortisone cream, the regular emollient cream, which was the placebo, and no cream at all, which was the control. As far as the population, most of them were all Caucasian middle-class women, and they either had a perineal laceration or an episiotomy. And as far as the sample, it was a convenience sample, and the only inclusion criteria they had was it had to be a postpartum mother who had a vaginal birth. Other than that, they really didn't have any other inclusion or exclusion criteria. And the study took place at a hospital called Lutheran Medical Center, Colorado. It was a 40-bed mother-baby unit, and it was a for-profit hospital. As far as the interventions for this study, it was an experimental intervention, which means it was randomly controlled. It really didn't have a specific pattern as to how it was undertaken. And the effects of hydrocortisone cream itself was the intervention, and also the emollient and the control or no cream. The independent variables were the different kinds of topical analgesics, so the hydrocortisone, the placebo, and the control cream, and the dependent variable was the pain level of postpartum mothers after the topical analgesic was applied. The study collected data through a trained study investigator. He went into the postpartum mother's room about 2 hours after they were admitted onto the unit, and they invited the woman to participate in the study, and if she said yes, they started by applying the first topical treatment, and then they reassessed the mother's pain 30 to 60 minutes after the treatment was applied, and then they repeated this process every 6 hours with the second treatment and the third treatment. A pharmacist gathered the treatments and placed them into tubes labeled number 1, number 2, and number 3, so that both the study investigators and the participants had no idea of which treatment they were giving or receiving. And the way they evaluated the mother's pain was through a visual analog scale. It's right here. And it goes from no pain at all to worst pain imaginable. And instead of numbers labeled 0 through 10, it measured the pain in millimeters, so 0 millimeters was no pain at all the way to 100 millimeters being the worst pain imaginable. As far as the findings of this study, they did find that both kinds of cream, medicated or not, did have a significant reduction in the postpartum mother's perineal pain, and so they found that both kinds were effective. As far as the limitations of the study, only one kind of hydrocortisone cream and one kind of emollient cream were evaluated. There are a plethora of different kinds of those creams and brands out there, so they thought that if they tried different kinds of cream, they'd have better results. The researchers also thought that only evaluating the mother's pain on the first postpartum day was a limitation. They thought that if they would have extended the amount of days they evaluated the pain, they would have had better results. And lastly, the last limitation of the study were the types of patients. All of the patients except for one had a perineal laceration, and the other participant had an episiotomy. So if they had a better variety of patients, the researchers thought they would also get better results. As far as implications for nursing practice, they found that all in all, hydrocortisone cream is an effective use, as well as emollient cream, to reduce perineal pain. In this study, the hydrocortisone cream they used was $2.66, and the emollient cream they used was $2.05. So there really wasn't a big difference in cost, which showed that the hydrocortisone cream is really cost-effective to use for mothers for their perineal pain. And in addition to pain, hydrocortisone cream was also found to reduce perineal edema in postpartum mothers. So in conclusion, the study showed how topical cream treatments can really reduce perineal pain in postpartum mothers, and whether the cream is medicated or not, it'll still be effective. However, there is still a lot more information to be discovered on how topical analgesics can manage postpartum mothers' pain. So I wanted to thank you guys for watching my study, and I look forward to watching your studies. And there are my references. Thanks guys, have a great day.